So tonight I am making pasta. It's a super easy ground beef simmered in chicken stock and then an easy tomato sauce to go with that. It takes a while for the sauce to simmer, but the actual ingredients and process is super easy. I figured I'd make this because I just did the video on how to make pasta, and obviously they're very complimentary. The ingredients in this recipe are super simple, and I think that's why we love it so much. It just tastes like tomatoes, and tomatoes have so much flavor, so it doesn't have all of the added spices and all of the things in it. But you will need garlic, olive oil, bay leaves, strained tomatoes. These are game-changing. Fresh Roma tomatoes or a can of tomatoes. If you don't have these, just the strained tomatoes will work fine. Salt, pepper, and then chicken stock to saute your beef in. Yeah. It's like, so this recipe is so less is more. Like, it just comes together because you cook the tomatoes down and they're so sweet and tangy and perfect. So you're gonna heat up your pan, and then when it's hot, pour in your olive oil. Okay, when your oil's hot, you're gonna add your beef. So now I added my 2 garlic cloves and 2 bay leaves, and I'm just gonna let the beef brown a little bit before I add the chicken stock, and then I will let the beef absorb the chicken stock, let it concentrate, and then after like an hour, it'll be good to go. Now that my pot has heated up, I'm going to add some olive oil, a good little douse, another 2 bay leaves, another 2 garlic cloves, my strained tomatoes. Sometimes I will wash the bottle out with some water just so I don't waste all the good stuff still left in there. As this starts to cook, I'm going to get the tomatoes ready. And I have found with this recipe, it's super easy to over brown the meat and then it be too cooked. So you can see that it's brown, still a little bit red. I'm gonna pour the stock in now. And I'm just gonna let that cook until all the stock is absorbed. So it should take about an hour or 2. Now, you don't have to do this step. When the tomatoes are fresh, it's like super elite, but they're still really tasty to add and give your tomato sauce some really nice texture. So I'm just gonna go through and pull the actual tomatoes out of the sauce. And then of course I'll use the rest of the sauce for something else I make. So now what we're going to be doing is sort of squeezing out the seeds and the juices because we don't actually want those in our sauce. When the tomatoes are fresh, you can unpeel them. Oops. And then you can bake the skins off, and they're so good. Oh my gosh, it's all over me. Just a little heads up, don't wear white. So there's definitely still some seeds. That's what you want to get out, is this middle part. Anyway, it's not perfect, but that's how I roll, so yeah. I'm going to add my tomatoes. And I'm also gonna add just like a ton of olive oil. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna let this sauce come to a boil and then simmer it until the oil separates from the tomato sauce. So it should take about an hour to an hour and a half. Now that the beef has absorbed all of the broth, it's nice and flavorful and cooked all the way through. So we're just waiting on the sauce now. So that's down on low. Our sauce is done. And you can tell because the oil has come to the top. So we're gonna turn that off. Grab my gnocchi. Yum. Give this the stir. And then we're pretty much good to go in the sauce. I like to top this with a little parm or gram padano. I think I said that right. I don't know. So yum. This is just about one of the only meals that we have as a staple in our house. Are you adjusting to the light?
Wow, it's bright in here. Yum, spaghetti.
Really hot.
Yum. It's really delicious.
Yeah.
It's the best pasta I've had in my whole life.
No, it's not about that. It's about the sauce is classic and timeless.
And better than anything else ever.
Okay, we're gonna go eat.